This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're at the MicroCap Conference 2017 in New York City. With me right now is Mark Ahrens-Townsend from Kane Biotech. It's a publicly traded company with the symbol KNE on the TSX Venture and KNE.CA on the OTC markets. Mark, welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you.
It's great to have you on. So, for our audience, let's start off with an overview of the company and then go from there.
Okay. Well, Kane Biotech is a publicly traded company, as you said, based up in Winnipeg, Canada. We are a company that is focused on biofilms. That's what we do. Biofilms being the way that bacteria protects itself, and we have over 70 patents and patents pending in the biofilm technology area for breaking up, dispersing, and preventing biofilms from forming.
So, I want to get into the history a little bit. When did the company begin, and how did you evolve to where you're currently at today?
Okay. The company was formed in 2001 and went public in 2003 in Canada on the TSX Venture. For the first dozen or more years of the company's existence, we really focused on research and development. And it's only in the last couple of years that we started to turn the corner towards monetization and commercialization of our technologies. So in the last 2 years, we've been focused on a number of applications in the animal care space because it's typically the lowest hanging fruit for our market and the technologies that we have. And we've focused on biofilm technology for companion pets, oral care, and dermatology skin applications.
So tell me a little bit about the biofilm industry. What exactly is it as well?
Sure. Well, biofilm is not really a household term, but biofilm, what it is, we can all understand it by the example of plaque and tartar on our own teeth. That's the way the bacteria forms. It forms this structure, this matrix, and as you know when you go to the dentist, when you have to get that tartar scraped off your teeth, this stuff is highly resistant, and it's actually contributing a lot to the whole antibiotic resistance concern and crisis that we see in society today, where antibiotics, antimicrobials, and even the human immune system can't repel some of the dangerous bacterial infections that exist. So that's kind of the way that the technology, we have different technologies that work by different mechanisms and modes of action, but they're all in there to break up and prevent biofilms. And that way we expose the bacteria to its planktonic, free-floating state, and then it's relatively easy to kill.
So where's the company currently at in its clinical development?
So we, as I mentioned, the animal care space, we've gone after the oral care segment for companion pets. The U.S. This year, it's a $69 billion industry. Worldwide, about $110 billion. Oral care, we have our own products that we've developed for that market, and we kind of treat Canada, where we're based, as a bit of a sandbox for ourselves. That's where we test the products and the concepts and the formulations and how we package and market and brand that. And so those products have been released. On the veterinarian side, we actually licensed the veterinarian products, the technology for the veterinarian market, to a company called DECRA. And DECRA is focused strictly on the veterinarian channel for products for companion pets.
So what would you say is the company's competitive advantage?
I think it's the depth of our R&D and our intellectual property. We have a lot of patents that we can take forward into various applications, like I said, for the animal health space, the human health space, and also commercial and industrial. There's applications, biofilms play a role in food manufacturing, food processing with outbreaks of things like listeria, where the biofilm can survive for an extensive period of time on hard metal and plastic surfaces. We also have technology that fits into the area of catheters and devices that are implanted into the human body. Oftentimes those will introduce bacterial infections into the patient, and we have technologies in that degree. And then we have technologies that fight wound and dermatology skin conditions, chronic inflammatory skin disorders, chronic dandruff, eczema, seborrheic dermatitis. These are all multi-billion-dollar markets in the human market space, and we have technologies that fit to each of these. So we really look for people that we can license our technology to that already have market access.
So what's your background? How did you get into all this?
Well, my background is not in the biotech space, but I have been an entrepreneur involved in early stage companies. A number of companies I've been involved with over the last 20, 25 years. I've been in executive positions. This is my third company on a public company basis that I've been running. And I spent 5 years in venture capital, so I saw a lot of companies from the other side of the table. So I love this kind of business. I love this kind of challenge. The whole thing of growing a company, that's what turns me on, turns our management team on to really grow it. And we're starting to see that commercialization happen.
So what are some of the growth drivers for the business?
Well, the animal health space is that first, area that we're going after. There's the applications for oral health, as I mentioned, for dermatology and ear infections. The number one reason why dogs are taken to the vet is ear infections, otic infections. So we have technologies that will help fight that, break up the biofilms, that stuff that's in the ear of the dogs. Then we can go towards the applications geared in the human space. So we have things developing in our product portfolio, that technologies that would go after things like the chronic inflammatory skin disorders. So we have right now tremendous testimonial data from people that have used the formulations that we've put out, but we need to now collect more data. That we're going to do modest clinical studies so that we can formulate the data package that we could go talk to some major companies that already have significant market access in those markets.
So where can our audience go and find more information about Kane Biotech?
KaneBiotech.com. You'll see all of our technologies and information about the company there, and of course all of our financial statements and listings.
That's KANE Biotech.com. My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're at the MicroCap Conference 2017 in New York City. With me again is Mark Ahrens-Townsend from Kane Biotech, publicly traded company with the symbol KNE on the TSX Venture and KNBIF on the OTC markets. Mark, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.